Hello children, in the series of tenses, I have given you information about indefinite tenses, continuous also. So today, I will provide you some important information about perfect tense. See, from the word perfect, it means we are talking about something which is complete. So when we talk about tenses, so this word perfect, it is always related to verb. Okay. Earlier also you have been told when we feel about the completion of any activity, especially verb. So there we treat that sentence in this category, that is perfect. So moving ahead from this, I tell you we have three different tenses related to this word perfect, related to this activity which is supposed to be completed. So we now get some detail about these three tenses. What is that slight difference with which we should try to learn all these things? So listen children, first I tell you about present perfect. See, from the word present you can feel that we are talking about any activity, about a verb which we feel that it has been completed at the time of speaking. Okay, present time or at present when we feel that there is a verb which is supposed to be completed in all respects. Clear? So there we feel that we are talking about present perfect tense. And the supporting helping verbs of this tense, these are have, third form. See, I am not telling you all those structures in that traditional way. You should try to learn in a different approach. Have, third form are the means have. These are the helping verbs of this tense, and we have to use third form in all the types of sentences, whether it is affirmative sentence, negative, interrogative, or interrogative negative. See, now the question is, where do we use it? Has and have. Very simple. When you have to use has, so you should look for a subject which is third person singular number. Third person, and if you have singular, third person singular, if you have, like Mohan, Sohan, he, she, it. Okay, other. So when you talk about third person singular number as subject, so there we use has. And when you have subject, any subject like first person, second person, or third person plural, if it belongs to this kind of thing, if the subject is of first person, second person, third person plural, so there we use have. Many examples are there, like I have done this work. Okay, I have first person, have been used. You have seen my videos. Okay, he has completed this activity. Okay, Indian team has won that match. Okay, so when you talk about the things which have been completed at the time of speaking, so there we use present perfect tense, and you can use this structure. Okay, with such helping verbs has, have, and third. Okay, and easily the same sentence, like if there is affirmative sentence, you can convert into negative, interrogative, interrogative, negative as well. You can make use of WH word also, like who has rung that bell? Why have you come here? Why have you paid that money? Okay, where has he gone? So all these sentences are related to present perfect. Again, I tell you, any activity which you feel that it is completed at the time of speaking and you are making reference to that, so you can use there this structure has have. Okay. Now, now we talk about this one, past perfect. See, just not here this particular word past. Perfect, it's common here. Only this thing is different. So when we talk about any activity which was completed in all respects, but it is not present time, you are talking about past. So only this is not the difference, children. you have to uh, make the audience and the spectators and your the person to whom you are in conversation, you have to make some difference, like why it is so, like you should be presenting some kind of logic that it means this category which is thought to be completed in past. Okay, so how will you express that thing in quite different to this present perfect? So ideally, see, suppose there is one activity, like if I say I have done this, the same thing we can say I had done this work. Only it's a matter of helping work that in one sentence you have used have, in the other you have used had. By doing so, you cannot say that this is present perfect or past perfect. You have to add something else. You have to say something in a way so that it is quite clear that you are talking about something which is of past. So one thing you should be clear that had third form we have to use to express any activity which is of distant past and it is completed. Okay? Or you can say the activity it was completed in the past. But you should use one other tense so that it becomes quite clear that you are talking about any activity which was of distant past. Like you can use simple past there. You can use simple past. Like you can make use of second form. You can make use of was were. You can make use of did not, other things, so that the things that you are trying to make little bit effective of past, and you are trying to make some comparison between present and past, so it becomes clear. Now listen. Suppose I say again I tell you like I have done this work. Now you are to give some example of past tense. Like listen, like had done this work. He had done this work before Ram started. Before Ram started. Now, see, listen, children. The same sentence can be written like he has done this work. The same sentence you can present in present perfect also. But how we are trying to make its comparison with past perfect? For that, we have to use another tense so that it looks quite clear that you are talking about a different tense. Only it's not the matter of changing helping verb that you place uh, like has have it becomes present. You place had it becomes past. There should be some logical difference. So that is why we have to use such kind of thing. Clear? Like he had done this work before Ram started. You see, from here it looks quite clear that we are talking about two activities and one activity started after the completion of another activity. Means this is of distant past. Both are of past activities. Means both these activities belong to past. But one activity is of distant past and the other is of distant past. So for distant past we use simple past and for distant past we use past perfect. Clear? So this is how we have to make this difference in present and past. Okay. So this is about past perfect. Like had third form we have to use, and you can make all types of sentences also, like he had done this work before Ram started. He had not done this work before Ram started. Had he done this work before Ram started, or had he not done this work before Ram started? Okay, so all these sentences you can make in any way. So be particular about making such kind of differences. Otherwise, you will be trapped because of these things. That is like if you do not have that complete knowledge, so certainly you will be trapped. So next 10 children, it is future perfect. See, from the word future, it means you are talking about any work, you are talking about a work, you are talking about a kind of activity which is or which will be supposed to be completed in future. Okay, which is thought to be uh, completed in future. So there also we have to make some kind of statement with the help of such kind of differences. See, the helping verbs are only these will and shall. With I and we means first person. If you have I and we means first person pronoun if you have, so there we use shall. And with other pronouns we use will. Other subjects we use will. And then have and third form, these are common. So will have third form and shall have third form. These are the helping verbs. This is the main thing that you have to use to make some sentence related to future perfect. But again, you have to make or you have to be very much particular about something like which are the prominent things that you should be noticing while making sentences of future perfect. Other than this particular structure, children, you should be caring about some kind of time as well, future time. You should be, giving some kind of information of future time with some limit also. If there is some limitation given that up to this time this activity should have been completed, will have been completed. So in such kind of situation, you have to use will have, shall have. But one example I gave you, like by 2025, by he will have, he will have started his business. See, if we see only this sentence, he will have started his business. Only if we say, only if we see this thing, he will have started his business. So, only by using this helping verb structure, we should not feel that it is perfect. Means it is future perfect. So that's why I told you, we have to give something from which or by which we feel that it is little bit distinctive, little bit different than present and past. Okay, so that is why I tell you again, you should be using something related to future time as well with some kind of limitation, so that you can be giving some example in with some clarity, with some logic, by using will have, shall have, third. So see here, by 2005 means we are talking about future. It is a kind of limitation, like by 2025 he will have started his business. So in such kind of sentences we can use limitation is required. You can also talk about two activities, like before one activity starts, the other will have been completed. It is a kind of assumption. We can use such sentences as well, children, like my father will have settled in Mumbai before I start my new business. See, children, here we are talking about two activities. One activity it is related to settling of father, and the other is related to the starting of business. So here, see, this activity it has not been started, and it is related to future, that it will have been completed. So here it is a kind of limitation. It is a kind of limitation. Means before the starting of any activity, if you feel or if you give some assumption that this activity will have been completed, so there you can use this such kind of structure. Means this is simple present. So again, one important use I have told you. With simple present also in such kind of uh, formation, we can use future perfect. Like this thing will have been completed before that thing starts. Okay. So this is very important use I have told you, children. Simple future means future perfect. It can be used with simple present also. Overall, I come to the conclusion of this video now. Again, I just give you quick review about all these things, like present perfect. when we talk about activities that we feel that it has been completed at the time of speaking, so we use have third form there. Past perfect, when we feel any activity of distant past that we feel that it had been completed in the past. Okay, you can make a comparison with you using simple past as well. Future perfect, it is the assumption only. We expect that this kind of activity it will have been completed in the past. So when we use such things, so there in present perfect had a third form, past perfect we use had third form, and future perfect we shall have third form. And there you have to be very much careful about when you use I and we as subject we use shall, and with other subject we use will. In the same way, had have, if we are using third person singular number we use had, and we have when you use I, we, you means first person, second person, third person plural. There we use have third. Okay, so in this way you should be using all these tenses with great care, with sense of understanding, so that you may be little bit far ahead than the traditional way of learning tenses. Okay, so I hope you understood the things well, and very soon I'll be coming to you with different uh, video related to perfect continuous tenses. Okay, so till then, just keep watching and keep learning. Thank you very much.